Hey guys, today we are doing a episode review of Dead Time Stories, The Invasion of Appleheads. So the episode starts out with these kids waiting for their babysitter. And then she pops out and scares them. And then they tell Dead Time Stories. Which this one, and then they say it's really gross. Which I agree. It is kind of gross looking. And then we're on to the episode itself. And then the babysitter says, if I scream, it makes it worse. So, and then we cut to this kid and her little brother going on about, and then the parents are going off about Washington or something. And then a lot of craziness happened. And then they go to the oldest apple orchard. And then a lot of weirdness happens after that point in Appleton. And then there's these dudes being go away or something. And then they're scaring them. And then there's the title card, which is really cool. And then we just and then there's this witch, Yaga, which saves them, I guess, for now. And then she gives them apples and stuff. And fun stuff. And then they go on a hayride. But then there's a lot of chaos going on. And then the parents are oh, isn't this fun to go on a hayride? And then the kids notice something weird about their apples. Has worms in them and stuff. And then they just throw them away. And then the parents disappear from the hayride. And then literally the kids are telling one of the goons to look for their parents. And then turns out the parents are turned into Appleheads. Lo and behold. Which is kind of crazy, huh? And then they have to do some research at the library. And then they call the cops, but they don't even believe them up to that point. And then they turn into Appleheads, and then they have to go to the library to do research. But then they find a journal, I guess, of how it all happened and stuff. Thanks to one of the goons. And then they have to pretend they're zombies. Pretty much. They had passed the guard. And then Yaga and her sister are like, oh, we gotta find these, like, zombies and stuff. And then, like, and then, dot, dot, dot. Pretty much, they, like, they put apple cider in, like, her cookie thing, like, and then she eats it. And then she said it, like, tasted like poo or something. And then, like, one of the goons grabs her and then gives her, like, cider. Which I guess she's, like, allergic to, I guess. And then she just disappears. Yaga. And then everything, and then turns out the goon reveals himself to be 100 years old. Like, that's kind of crazy. And then the end. And then the kids are like freaking out, like thinking, like, how did they get their parents back and stuff like that. And then the parents were back to normal. And then the guy says, like, they can't remember a thing. And then they're going to their next scary location, which is a sea monster. And then they all scream. And then the end credits. I think I'd give that episode maybe like a 10. Like, if you like that sort of thing. I mean, it's a pretty cool story. So, bye.